Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Paragas, fellow GRist and street photographer based out of the San Francisco Bay Area. And in this video, I'm going to be taking out my GR2 to the city with me to snap off a couple of frames and show you guys how I set up my camera for street photography. And throughout the video, you're going to hear me talk a little bit more about my thought process behind some of the photographs, like what was going on in my head or what I initially saw that led me to wanting to take that photograph. So without further ado, you guys, let's get out there, let's get started shooting, and I'll see you guys out on the street. Really quick, I want to touch a bit on the settings I'm using with my Ricoh GR2. I'm shooting in the positive film preset, and I also have the camera set into aperture priority, floating between f5.6 and f8. In terms of ISO, I'm shooting at 800 all throughout the day, and I have my snap focus set to 1.5 meters. In this photograph, what stood out to me was the gesture of how he held his cigarette, and also the leading lines of the crosswalk behind him. The way he holds it out in front of him and starts to smoke as he walks creates a certain persona, a certain character, and if I weren't there, I would have never captured it. In this photograph, I used my exposure compensation to exaggerate the shadows a bit. I liked how the light was hitting the light pole and just the symmetry of the shadows on both sides, with the pole being directly centered in the middle. And so I waited for the perfect subject to walk through the frame so I could catch him right dead center. At first, I visualized this photograph in color, but after looking at it for a bit, I figured this would work well with black and white. The streets of San Francisco were still a bit empty, but here were some of my favorites from the day. Alright everyone, so we are back home now from today's session, and I'll be honest, San Francisco is pretty empty. It's definitely not what it should be this time of year. Luckily though, we were still able to get out there and make some interesting images. Now throughout the day, I had to walk and explore a bit more than I usually do. I think I clocked in around 7 or 8 miles just zooming out throughout the city, but it wasn't really an issue because we had the GR2, super small lightweight camera. There's no excess weight whatsoever, but my approach today was definitely different for these photographs than what I usually would do on like a regular day in the city. Today was more just about photographing scenes and utilizing the wide 18.3mm focal length of the GR2, so you get a 28mm full frame perspective, and just really to capture the scenes and show what San Francisco looks like right now. I thought it'd be interesting to show some context to the environment and to show that, you know, one of the busiest cities in the world right now looks like a ghost town. And so that was kind of the main theme throughout most of these photographs. It's definitely a different approach to what I'm used to shooting in street photography, but sitting back a little bit and just photographing scenes was definitely something that I wanted to capture, because you might never see, you know, San Francisco this empty ever again. So it's all about really just documenting the time right now and preserving that for future viewers and, you know, the generations along to see what exactly went down in 2020. But anyways, you guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the POV, and thanks for watching again.